Should we talk about today's topic?
Yes, let's talk about our habits that are keeping you secret.
Hidden habits that keep you stuck, which is an interesting topic because we've talked about saboteurs. And I think, if you don't mind, I think you should link to saboteurs in the show notes because it's one of my favourite episodes.
Yes.
And there's a lot in saboteurs that helps people work out the habits that keep them stuck. But I think maybe today's a good time to talk about some of the less obvious habits, like the obvious habits are things like procrastinating.
Yes.
But some of the less obvious habits that we see in our clients that are stopping them achieving what they want or keeping them stuck in their lives. Do you want me to start, or have you got a
because
on that one?
I think it would be helpful, like for our listeners and viewers. Is it like we're gonna looking at like procrastination, overthinking, that's, or are we gonna like look at how to beat specific habits?
Oh, I had some specific ones in mind.
Perfect.
But you know, this is because we never prepare. But I'm happy to go with that as well.
Specific ones in mind is great because I feel like that would be really helpful to people.
Well, so the first one, if you don't mind me kicking off, because I've been talking this week to a lot of clients about negotiating. Some clients have been negotiating new packages at jobs, which is great. Yeah. And one of the things I notice, particularly for my female clients, is when they negotiate, and you can negotiate, it's not just a work thing. You're negotiating when you're, you know, dividing chores up with your partner or planning a holiday. Like everything in life is pretty much a negotiation. That they are predicting where the negotiation is going to end, and they are asking for that.
Yeah.
And I've been pushing my clients to ask for what they want plus 10%.
Yes, love it.
Because it's a negotiation and then you're going to get where you want to. And one of my clients has just had a fantastic result in negotiating a new job. And she wanted to go straight to the end because I think we can feel a bit icky about A, negotiating, and B, actually expressing what we really want, like it's greedy. So I think one of the hidden habits that people don't realise is keeping them stuck or not helping them achieve what they want is not really owning and asking for what they actually want, like slightly scaling it back based on what they think is possible.
Yes.
But you can go to someone and say, this is what I'd like. And they can say, no, that's not possible. And you can talk about it.
Yes.
But otherwise, how will the people around you know or be able to make your dreams come true or help you achieve what you want to achieve if you don't really express what you actually want? And I know I have done that in the past as well. So I thought that was quite a good habit people might not realise they're doing.
It's true. And it's recalled an experience that I had when I was a lot younger, when I was working in banking, and I was offered, it was interesting. I don't know why. Well, in my 20s, I probably didn't care, but I was offered another job, and I said I knew it was coming and I knew the offer was coming, but the salary hadn't been discussed. And the expectation was that I would take on this more responsibility and this bigger role, but there would be no salary increase.
Yeah.
And I said to a few people, I was like, I'm going to ask for it. And they were like, oh gosh, this is a real terrible idea. And I said so the conversation came along, and the female area director, but she said, I said, this is the salary I want. And she basically she said to me, it wasn't even that she said no, she was like, I'm really angry that you've said this to me, that you would want more salary.
That's outrageous.
She's like, let's call this conversation. I'm going to think about it overnight and we're going to come back to it tomorrow.
So she was really upset that you asked for more money.
So I was not her money as well.
But why do you think she was so upset? Because it's a very normal ask.
Well, quite. And then anyway, we had the conversation the next day, and I, to my detriment, I capitulated and I was like, right, fine, well, I'll do the job, which I maybe shouldn't have done, but it all leads you to where you are right now.
Yes.
And she said to me, she said, I'm pleased you've come to this conclusion, because if it was anyone else that I'd offer this job to, we'd be having a very difficult conversation, aka this job offer for you would now not be on the table.
Okay, but now I'm worried you're putting off our listeners from asking for what they actually really want, like they're going to lose their job.
But
that's outrageous.
It was, yes. So what I'm saying is be prepared, but at the same time you must ask. I wish I had pushed. My overriding thing is I wish I had stood in my ground.
Yeah.
Even if it's a difficult conversation.
Yes.
Maybe we should link back to difficult
100%.
conversations. Not to put anyone off, but it's really important that you ask for what you want and don't let anyone else say, no, you're not worth this.
Yes, well, in the recent negotiation with a client, we were asking for lots of things. She wasn't going to get all of them, but I said, let's work out what the red lines are. What are the things that, and she was going somewhere new, the existing employer's trying to keep her, and they started offering her crazy money and really good things, but she had this one thing, and because we discussed it calmly in advance, and she knew that was her red line because they didn't give her that, she was going to the new place. So I think you have to get kind of very clear. You're not always going to get everything you want,
No.
but you've got to ask for it. People
Yes.
aren't going to go around trying to make all your dreams come true. You have to ask for what you want.
Exactly. And similarly, as we were talking about, like going when we go to like events like the Just Women Live and events that lift like women up, tell people what you want, and not in a demanding way, but tell people like what you want to do.
Yeah, you're looking for new clients,
Exactly.
or you're looking for, like, I've got a client recently who wants a board role. I'm like, tell everyone in your network you want a
Exactly.
board role, because most of those roles do not come through adverts.
No.
So 100%, go out. Don't be afraid to say what you're looking for.
Exactly that, because yes, it's important that you set out. You have this intention. And it's funny, like how people say you create your own luck. Well, you do by like saying,
asking.
Yes.
I mean, I've made some pretty outrageous demands in my career, and about 50% they literally laughed me out the room, and 50% I got them, and they were major steps forward.
Yes.
So you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly. And if it makes you, if you feel like you are like you maybe not brave enough to like ask for what you want always, but like have like a must like intend. So like what you what you would love to have, what you kind of be like, do you know what, this is freaking awesome, I can't believe I got this. And then like you said with your client, her key things that she must have.
Yeah, and then you're okay with the fact you're not going to get everything you ask for. Because if you ask for more, then you're okay if everything isn't a yes. Whereas when clients go in and just ask for what they want and then they get rejected, they often seem quite like, or feel quite hurt by that, because they're like, but I didn't even ask for too much. And I'm like, okay, but it's a negotiation.
Yes, exactly. And it's like it's a negotiation. It's like we feel like there's a lot of it's like there's a lot, we have a lot of, obviously we do have currency in it, but at the same time it's just a negotiation. It's like,
yes,
I would like this, I would like that, I would like an ice cream, I would like an ice cream with sprinkles. Okay, well maybe you can have half a scoop of sprinkles.
Well, and you can practice it outside of work. I think even in relationships, just being like, well, actually this is what I'd like. Even if you don't then get it, it's quite good to get practice at asking for things and not getting them, so you're not really hurt when that happens. But also let people know what you really want. Like, because otherwise they might think you're happy with the compromise because you've gone straight to the compromise. Yes.
So
I think there's a kind of authenticity and honesty in it as well.
And also what I say to the clients as well is, and actually I was saying to one of my friends, it's like, if you ask for something and you don't get it, like if you didn't ask for it, you didn't have it anyway. But if you ask for something and you get it, you've put yourself in a better position.
Yes.
But if you don't get it, you're in the same position because it was a no in the first place. You
haven't really lost anything.
Yeah. And if anything, you just built good, like you're starting to practice negotiating, starting to practice asking for what you want, which is only going to serve you well.
Can I take us on to habit number 2?
Please.
Unless you want to jump in. No. So the next habit, I love the look on your face because you have no idea what I'm going to say. The next habit I thought about, a hidden habit that doesn't just keep people stuck but just creates pain all over the place, is not accepting other people as they are.
That is,
it's a major one because we go around wanting people to be different than they are all the time, and even wanting ourselves to be different. And although if someone's out of order, you should call them out on it 100%. I think a lot of people's stress is from wanting other people to behave in a different way. And people show you who they are pretty early on, and you've got to accept that. And yes, people can change, but overall you're going to have a much better life if you go into relationships, work relationships, friendships, personal relationships, eyes wide open, see who that person is and say, can I broadly accept this with maybe like minor tweaks?
Yes.
And Marianne Williamson has this brilliant phrase that I quote so much to my clients. She says, all pain is attachment.
Okay.
What she means by that is whenever we're stressed or whenever we're feeling uncomfortable, it's because we're attached to an outcome being different to the outcome we're having. And I think it really plays out in people being attached to their loved ones or their colleagues being different people or behaving differently to how they naturally are. They have to balance that with boundaries. People misbehave or are inappropriate. You draw the boundary and you tell them where that is. But I think it's hugely powerful and liberating to accept people as they are, and then you decide how you're going to behave accordingly.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so true because there's a lot of talk about how you can't date even if you're dating them, and it's the same with your friends, it's like you see how amazing they are, their potential, but you can't date someone's potential.
You cannot, no.
And and that's really hard because a lot of people I think will feel that they are in that space where like, oh, but if they just do this thing, if they just get going.
Well, and if you're an optimist or if you're someone with a growth mindset,
Yeah.
you're always seeing the best in people and you're seeing
Mhm.
that potential.
Mm.
So that is a danger for myself and people who are coaches, is that we're used to seeing the best in people, and also we have seen our clients transform
Elevate, exactly.
and positively, but we project that onto everybody.
Mhm.
Not everybody's going to do the work,
No,
and even if they do, you don't know where they're going to end up.
it's true.
I think it's a hard thing when you're younger because we're all growing and changing.
Yes, for
but when
sure.
you get to our age, I think people are kind of cooked.
Yeah.
So you've really got to just see, like, do I like this person as they are now,
Mhm.
not who I think they could become?
Exactly that, and like accepting it as they are now and dating
Yes.
them as they are now. And if they elevate, great. And if they fulfill their potential, great. And yeah,
So and that's a bit like Mel Robbins' Let Them theory. If people haven't
yes,
heard that, she's written a book, which is, I'm not entirely signed up to the entire ethos, but it's
No.
basically like, let everybody do what the hell they like. Don't go around correcting anyone and just respond accordingly.
Mhm.
But there is a lot of power in being like, I'm going to let that person be themselves. Then I'm going to behave the way I want to in response to that.
Yes.
But there's something a little bit too passive about that I don't love.
That was a good point. Calling your power back to yourself, because if you spend a lot of time, especially like when in a romantic relationship, you're like, oh, if this person would just do this or just do that, but it's taking up a lot of your mental capacity that you could be spending on yourself.
Yes.
And like elevating yourself and like growing.
Oh my God, you think about, honestly, to all the women out there, if you think about when you've been in a relationship where you put too much into that other person, imagine if you'd put all that effort into yourself and your own business.
Exactly.
How much further along you would be.
Exactly.
But coming back to the first habit about ask for what you want, I do think give someone a shot. Say to them, this is what I would like. Is that something you can do? And then quickly see if they can do it. Because the other mistake people make in relationships is everyone thinks everyone's a mind reader.
Yeah.
We are not mind readers. We all have different brains. I know you and I, we get on very well, so we can sometimes anticipate what the other person wants or needs, but you still actually don't know.
No.
So give people a chance, tell them what you want, tell them, like, early on in a relationship, I will draw boundaries and tell someone where they've like hit the electric fence, you know. I'm not there with a cattle prod, but like, you kind of have to let people know where that is.
Yes.
Because don't expect them to pick up on subtle cues. I think we're trying to be too subtle.
Yes. Yeah. And by saying the good thing about just saying it in a kind but clear way is there's no guesswork and there's no grey area. And actually
so much easier.
You could just give yourself and the other person a fair shot at moving forward together.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Can I bring another one?
Go. I love it.
So the next one, and by the way, this was my last one.
Okay.
Was taking responsibility for other people's feelings.
Okay.
So I see this a lot with female clients where they will prioritize other people's comfort over their own.
Yeah.
And they will let themselves be made to feel very uncomfortable, particularly in work settings, because they're really worried about the outcome for somebody else, or they're trying to protect them, or they don't want to have a difficult conversation, like a feedback conversation, because they're worried that person's going to get upset. And there's a couple of reasons that this is a habit that keeps you stuck. One of them is you end up holding on to all the discomfort, dealing with everyone's problems. And people get used to the fact that you'll put them first. And we talk about this when we do the Bad Bitch Reset online.
Yes.
We'll put a link to that in the show notes. We're going to do our next one soon. We're really helping women understand the self-first approach.
Yes.
Because it's very easy. If you keep prioritizing everyone else's feelings, you keep taking actions to make sure everyone else is okay, then all the people in your life and at work get used to the fact that you will bend over backwards to make them happy. So you're setting a terrible precedent. You're enabling. But the other thing is, the big mistake we're making, and it's kind of a bit grandiose, is we're actually thinking that by like protecting that person from their negative emotion, that we're helping them. But actually, if you think about a lot of the moments in your life where you learn the most or you grow the most, it was when you were upset or something challenging happened.
Exactly.
So I think it's a bit arrogant to think that A, we can protect everyone from all the negative stuff, and B, to think that we know better what's right for them. And actually having those difficult conversations, letting someone, it's different with children, but letting another adult experience the consequence of their action, be uncomfortable about something. You can be there, you can hold space for that person, but you don't need to jump in and fix their emotions.
Because it like you start to get a bit of like a hero complex.
100%, yeah. But you see all these people with hero complex who are completely burnt out.
100%.
Because they're going around putting out all the
Yes.
fires. Sometimes they're even starting the fires
Yes.
that they're putting out, but they're doing that all the time. And they get a lot of dopamine because they get a lot of people say,
Yes.
I mean, you also have seen it at work.
Oh,
Everyone's
you're
like,
a lifesaver.
yeah, you're a lifesaver, you're so competent,
Yes.
whatever. So the brain wants to do it, but actually it's pretty unhealthy.
Yeah, for sure. And then in terms of like practical steps to move away from that, I might just quit your job.
It's quick, yeah, okay. That's you. Okay, so you have the like set fire to
Yeah.
everything, burn the bridges. Okay.
No plan B.
Right,
No, but that's so not me.
Let me tell you my tool then. I was actually coaching this last week. I was running a workshop on getting comfortable with conflict. And I go to this workshop with this, I take a bag of pink footballs, and it's very funny because on the train, I've got this big bag of pink footballs, and I'll see people look at the footballs and then look at how I'm dressed, because I'll be like high heel, boardroom ready.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this picture doesn't make sense. But I take these balls because these balls represent discomfort. They're called the balls of discomfort. So what we do is we get people to visualize. So say, for example, I'm giving you some feedback, right? So I'm your boss. I've got to give you some feedback. You've messed up. So I'm going to hand you this ball of discomfort, right? I'm going to make you a bit uncomfortable by giving you this feedback. And we use this tool to help people visualize where the discomfort should sit. Because a lot of young people these days, quite frankly, hand the ball straight back.
Yes.
They just say, oh, I don't feel like you supported me, or that feedback's unfair, or they get very defensive. And they hand it back. So now the manager's like, well, now I feel really uncomfortable, or they cry.
Yes.
Now I feel really uncomfortable because you've gotten upset, and I'm taking responsibility for your emotion. So I'm saying to them, get very clear. One of the things when you're looking at emotional dynamics is think, if I feel uncomfortable, that means I'm holding a ball, and you need to ask yourself, should this ball sit in my lap? Now, sometimes it should, because you might feel uncomfortable and you think, you know what, I messed up.
Yes.
I didn't have a great conversation, or I've gotten late on my deadline. That's why I feel uncomfortable. But a lot of the time, you're like, wait a minute, this isn't my problem. This shouldn't be my discomfort. I should push back to that person and say, I can see you're upset about this feedback. Let's have a conversation tomorrow, but you still need to work on X, Y, and Z. We need to improve your performance because you're not hitting your KPIs. Handing it back. And we've got these foam balls that you could literally rip a chunk out of. So sometimes it's like, I'm not going to give you the whole discomfort, but I'm going to give you a little bit. Like I had it when I had a problem with a builder, and he made me feel really uncomfortable about the situation. And just doing that visualization, I was like, wait a minute, why is this problem? Why am I feeling uncomfortable right now? You're the one who's messed up.
Yes.
And when I visualized that, I handed it back.
Yes.
And then I was able to go, it's okay for me to leave this person feeling uncomfortable for a few days. That's actually the right thing to do right now. But coming back to this whole thing of taking responsibility for other people's emotions, sometimes we just find it really uncomfortable to let someone else be uncomfortable and own their issue. And so we jump in to fix it. And actually, it's very important, especially at work, especially when negotiating, to be willing to let the other person be uncomfortable. And the place we see this the most is small children.
Yes.
Small children do not care about your discomfort.
No.
When they are negotiating for an ice cream, and they are screaming, the restaurant, like they're disturbing. Everyone in the restaurant has a ball of discomfort from that 2-year-old, right? And they don't care.
No.
The reason they're so good at negotiating, they're like terrorists, because they don't care what the impact is on you.
No.
So actually, one of the skills is to be like, okay, I'm going to let you be uncomfortable with that because that's actually appropriate. I'm not going to take responsibility for that emotion. And when you're ready to come back and talk about this and have an adult conversation, we're going to deal with it. And so for me, the balls it's just some people are more visual. It's just good to visualize. If you feel uncomfortable, visualize yourself holding a ball and go, should I be holding this? And if I shouldn't, who do I hand it back to? How do I hand it back? Do I take a piece out and hand it back? What does that look like? Now, you must have clients who struggle with that kind of pushback.
Yes, for sure.
How do you help them with it?
So in terms of like handing it back, it's practice. It's like anything, building a new habit. It's like when you practice, it's just like start practicing that, like handing back the discomfort in a kind way, and practice it in the safe environments to start off with. So with the people that you feel safest with, and like you don't have to literally like launch the balls at their face back at them.
Sometimes it's tempting though.
But I love it really is, isn't it, right? But I love that analogy of like just pulling out even just like a tiny chunk of the ball and like just handing it back and just being like, this situation has made me feel a particular way. Let's work together to sort of resolve it.
Yes.
You know, and just open the doors to get ready to launch the ball back.
Yeah.
And just practicing that. And I think as well with the having a time away from, as soon as you've got that ball being given to you, if you need to hold on to that ball, I know it's not that probably what you would recommend, but just take that time for that logical brain to kick back in.
Yeah.
So you can pass that ball back in the most healthy way to the other person, rather than like it just becoming a flipping squash match.
Well, and we're going to talk in a future episode a bit more about kind of mindfulness and switching off. So there is also a thing on a Friday of recognizing what are all the balls that have ended up in your lap.
Yes.
Can you just park them in a bucket for the weekend and be like, over this weekend, I'm not going to look at them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to think about them. So it can be quite healthy, you know, to just visualize, yeah, those are in my lap right now, but I'm going to park them. I'm not going to just dump them on everyone else at 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Exactly.
Also not like super helpful to do that.
And you can sort of like help that process by like adding sort of physical cues. So like I said to a client this week, when you shut your laptop lid, power down off your computer, all the balls stay in the computer.
Yes.
Shutting it down.
That's fantastic.
Shut the front door. Like as soon as you shut the front door, you go in a certain room, that is your safe space. There's no balls in your lap.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to assess not only your balls of discomfort, but what, like you said, the physical balls that you're holding. What other things are what other balls are other people's responsibility
that have ended up on your list?
Exactly.
I think that's so important. Like, does this task or this issue, does it genuinely belong with me?
Yeah.
One of the things I like as a really nice tool because when people are handing you the ball, you can just not take it.
Yes.
And one of the ways to not take it is ask a question.
Oh, I like it.
So, you know, in coaching, we talk about asking open questions which don't have a yes or no answer. So someone might come to you with this problem, and someone actually on my workshop was saying they'd used it really effectively with their child. The child come with a problem, and their instinct out of speed is like, I'm just going to take the ball, I'm going to fix it, whatever.
Yes.
And they said to the child, oh, that's really interesting. What are you going to do about it?
Oh, I love that.
Genius question. But you can literally do that with everybody.
Or you can
say, oh, that sounds really challenging. What have you tried so far?
Yeah.
And that's you being supportive. But the ball's not, you would walk away from that. The ball's not in your lap.
Yes. And if you remember as well, you're building this like this habit too. So if you think if you start practicing this skill and you're acing it and you're like batting the balls back right, like flipping Pete Sampras every way. That's a bit of an older. Who's like Roger Federer? If you're hitting the balls back,
that's still
an
old reference now. It's like, who are the young ones? Who's the Spanish guy? Alcaraz is fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
Carlos
Alcaraz.
Tennis for a long time.
Oh, I love the tennis.
Even if you're returning the shots, like Alcaraz and all the tennis hot shots, and then you find yourself you slip back into the place where you're the ball boy and the ball girl again.
Yeah,
that's fine. Don't worry about that. Just start again. Just returning those serves.
And as I said, just take a little bit of one and hand it over. So it just feels, just saying, oh, well, can you just do this part of it? Or I'll help you once you've done these first couple of steps. So you're making the other person still take some ownership for fixing the problem. And
empowering them, because it's like, it comes back to that hero complex. We think we know better and we can solve everything for everyone. But actually, like, to create and help the world have like well-rounded, capable human beings, we need to let people have to make their decisions. If they fuck up, I'm going to just say it, you can be there for them.
Yes.
And support them.
You know where I have seen this and witnessed this is in parenting. That sometimes mothers, you know, they do instinctively know best a lot of the time. But when their partners are then trying to help, if things aren't going well, they're swooping in to fix things. Yeah. And that's disempowering to the guy, and they're not letting the guy find his way. And they're doing it because maybe they see him struggling, or they see the child is uncomfortable, whatever. But actually, that's a really disempowering thing to do. Sometimes we have to let people struggle a little bit to learn, as long as your child is safe. Yes. Giving them the space to do that, and not be like, oh, well, everyone's getting a bit stressed now, so I'm going to intervene. They need to get past that. Exactly. And build. Actually, I think it takes a lot of confidence for a man to look after like a small baby, for example. Yeah. So we've got to think about encouraging and building that confidence. Whereas if every time you're doing something, someone steps in to fix it, that the message is, you're not very good at this. Yes, exactly. And then you are making yourself the expert on that child. And then when stuff does go south, or like a situation occurs, people will automatically look to you. Yeah, you're the only person who can fix it. Exactly. So exactly the perfect example of making the rod for your own back. Yes, exactly. And I think as women, we can be spectacularly good at that, but let's not be. No, exactly. Let's start just practicing opening the door. I love what you said about, oh, that's cool, or that's interesting. What are you gonna? What are your thoughts? You can even not even be like, what are you gonna do about that? You can be like, what
ideas of we got to fix this.
Yes.
Something very innocuous, something
Yeah,
like
I love that.
just and practice it so you're ready for your this is my moment to gently knock those balls
Gently
back out
pass
my
the ball
hole.
back with no one
Exactly.
noticing. What a great place to end.
Love it.
I
That's perfect.
I love our conversation. We really
Me
had
too.
no idea what we were going to talk about there.
No. And but as always, I loved it. I learned stuff. We hope that you learned stuff too. And if there's anyone that you feel that will benefit from this podcast, this particular show, please do share it and subscribe to the podcast. We will also, because I feel like the two shows, the Saboteurs and the Habits, definitely Saboteurs.
Difficult Conversations and Saboteurs.
Yes. We're going to link those shows
Please watch
into
them.
that, because they're really good sort of like lovely pods that sit just adjacent to this conversation. And thank you as always for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.